Ladies and gentlemen, greetings from your respective positions. It is a pleasure for me to serve you here on the platform for raising awareness. It's making international headlines. Lithuania is engaging in a major provocation against Russia. Lithuania already wants to get down to business. It's Emmanuel Macron, who wants to trigger a conflict between France and Russia and between France and Europe. If he is delaying, Lithuania is not ready to delay. Lithuania is preparing to take action as quickly as possible. And what Lithuania is preparing to do could cost Lithuania very, very dearly. Lithuania already wants to transform its border with Russia into a center of hostility, into a battleground. How so? That's what we are going to discuss in this video conference. But before continuing, I ask you to share this video conference as much as possible. Share it in all possible groups. Share the video conference. Give it lots of likes. Always leave a comment. We are talking about Lithuania, which has gone until 2024 to search for itself. A situation in which Lithuania involves Russia in a fire that broke out in one of their cities. Lithuania finds the argument that the fire which took place in 2024, Russia, was the mastermind. Lithuania finds this argument, but then Lithuania decides to withdraw from the Anti-Personnel Mine Convention. And by withdrawing from the Anti-Personnel Mine Convention, Lithuania decides to mine its entire border with Russia. That is to say, plant mines all over the place. There is no provocation that surpasses this. Let's go into the depths. It was the 9th, 5th month, 2024. An IKEA store in Vilnius was targeted by a fire. Just 3 days later, the large and bustling shopping center called Marwilska, 44 in Warsaw, was tragically and completely devastated by flames. So, the justice? Yes, obviously, the justice. The Lithuanian claims that these attacks were carried out by 2 Ukrainians who were recruited by the GRU, the Russian intelligence service, and were paid $10,000, plus a BMW each. So, Lithuania says that these fires that occurred on 9/5/2024, Russia is the mastermind. And so, as a result, Lithuania decides to switch to revenge mode, to offensive mode. Lithuania wants to place anti-personnel mines along its entire border with Russia. Now, if Lithuania does this, it would be a major provocation. Why turn the border into a battlefield when there is no threat on the horizon? And by doing so, it will be a major provocation, as Russia will not tolerate it at all. Russia will understand that, obviously, it is now in conflict with Lithuania. Latvia also wants to do something strange. The same. But it's Lithuania that is really worrying the world at the moment. Let's go into the depths. Please share this video conference with me. Share it as much as possible. First, to allow Lithuania to achieve its malicious goal of mining its entire border with Russia. Lithuania will withdraw from the Ottawa Convention. The Ottawa Convention, which is this convention on anti-personnel mines, is a convention that prohibits states from using anti-personnel mines, producing them, storing them, and even more so from using them. So, if Lithuania does not want to be sanctioned, it must withdraw from this convention to allow it to produce and use anti-personnel mines. And when we talk about anti-personnel mines, it means that these are types of weapons. When they are buried in the ground, to clear mines, it's quite problematic. To defuse them, it's quite problematic. Between Russia and Ukraine, at one point, Ukraine pushed Russia to mine certain territories. According to experts, it will take 30 years to clear all the mine territory. So, if Lithuania takes this risk of mining its entire border with Russia, knowing that demining takes a lot of time, a lot of costs, a lot of resources, And it's a great risk to mining if, despite everything, Lithuania takes this responsibility upon itself. It wants to withdraw from the Ottawa Convention. It wants to mine its own land. This means that Lithuania has bizarre intentions. It has severe intentions. It really wants to engage with Russia in a merciless battle, akin to the Battle of Karina, if we can put it that way. So, it is the Lithuanian Ministry of Defense that announces Lithuania will withdraw from the Ottawa Convention on Anti-Personnel Mines. And it is believed that Lithuania is following Poland's example in its mining project. In its project to mine its borders with Russia and Belarus, Poland also wants to mine its borders with Russia and Belarus. That is to say, for them, it's really a safety belt. However, for themselves, it's bad, it's dangerous. The use of anti-personnel mines is prohibited by the Ottawa Convention. But they want to withdraw, to allow themselves to violate it thoroughly. The Ottawa Convention. So, Moscow reacted. Moscow reacted, and Moscow says that this decision would lead to a new escalation. It's unacceptable. So, according to official information, Lithuania wants to mine the border with Russia and Belarus. Discussions have taken place with Poland and Finland. The Lithuanian Minister of Defense, Dovilė Sakalienė, has spoken with his counterparts about the integration of the Eastern Shield and the Baltic Defense Line, as well as Finland's participation in strengthening border security. So like Poland, the northeastern flank could be reinforced by several layers of fortifications, including anti-personnel and anti-tank mines. Here is what the Lithuanian Minister of Defense stated. So for them, it's to strengthen security at their borders. But we have heard Russia's reaction, that this decision will lead to escalation. Good for them. Whatever happens, the Europeans are really preparing to enter into conflict with Russia. They are provoking Russia. And afterwards, they will say that no, it is Russia that attacks first. So ladies and gentlemen, that was the headline news. Thank you for sharing it as much as possible. I will be back with you shortly by the grace of Almighty Allah. With our latest news, this was the voice of your one and only samurai.